Good morning to you, Vincentians home and abroad. Welcome to another edition of Solutions right here on WEFM 99.9, the clean, fresh stereo sound. Now, they say, what is it again? Bad news travel faster than good. Something so. Ah, boy, I've never seen bad news travel so fast. Last night I was at the Best of SVG Awards ceremony, and it came in once, twice, three times, four, about five note saying what Ralph do to the country, bring a cruise ship here with people with coronavirus, and what is happening here and what is happening there, and I was like, my God. Now, I don't get alarmed because some of these things, because I'm close to the news, I already know. I know that someone came here and they were quarantined. The people gave us the information about another set of people came here and they were quarantined with their entire family. That's not news. But somebody sent me a link from Canada about somebody who declared that they have a breaking story. And they're waiting for the story to break. But remember, I said it here first. Post on Facebook. That the coronavirus is here. And the Ministry of Education, no, Ministry of Health is covering up. And this and that. And I like, Father Jesus. But you see, not everybody like me. I work in a newsroom. I work at a radio station. The information comes here. I read it in the news. I supervise a new staff. So I know the information. But not everybody does. So the average man who hears that voice note is going to say, Papa Jesus, we dead now. Huh? We dead now. But what a time. And Donnie, the man said the thing he's saying, he has information from the people of the hospital. Now, you see, we have short memories, right? But do you remember Ebola? No, it's not women's cricket where the woman run up and then Ebola. No. I'm talking about the disease. It was mashing up a good portion of Africa at one time. In fact, there's still areas right now struggling with Ebola. Deadly disease. But do you remember that African student that started to show some flu-like symptoms? And out of the abundance of caution, our officials and authorities, people at the Ministry of Health, at the Kingdom Memorial Hospital, they decide to quarantine that person for observation and for swabs and for tests to make sure that that person is not, I remember nurses at that hospital started to panic. And nurses at that hospital started to send message to all kind of people, and then certain radio announcers had it on their head and carrying on all kind of ways. So yes, these things are not quite new to some people who are of small minds and cannot rationalize and cannot think. In fact, they want to hire people to do a job, but then don't allow them to do the job because you are much better, because your mind says something else. You know what this is? That young fella ought to be found, if he's not found as yet, and questioned to the point where he is told that according to the law, you could stand before a judge to answer charges for inciting fear and inciting alarm, public alarm. There's a law for that. There's a law for that. But see, we don't like laws, eh? We don't like laws because it wasn't so long ago, 2 days, not even 2 days, I posted a picture. Here I am standing in front of, Saturday morning, right, so today's Monday, right. Saturday morning, I'm standing in front of Randy's supermarket because I take my daughter for extra reading classes. Some of you could beat up the government and beat up teachers. children are not reading at their grade level and make noise instead of helping all their children. Doing the extra thing. Go the extra mile. I give my daughter extra reading classes. Yes. I recognize her weakness and I send her for that. So here I am. Right? Standing there, just drop off my daughter. Making some phone calls, trying to figure out how to make my movements and things like that. And my ears was just assaulted. Like, so I'm wondering, who is that fool coming around that corner? Because I think it's a vehicle. Because I say, we have laws for this. This is loud music, man. This music is so loud. It is annoying. Loud to the point of annoying. But you think it was a vehicle? No. It was a fellow with a box. And the box having about 15 speakers. I see 2 big ones down this, 2 this, 3 hang off to the side, 3 so thick. If you see speakers. Right? And he's pushing that on wheels going up the road. So and then he stops and he adjusts something. And if you hear noise, business place there, so he stood a while in front of Randy's supermarket, adjusting again, blasting. I could see the glass shaking. And he just took his time and pushed that go straight up the road. So I made a post and asked, why is this okay? Why is this okay? Any vehicle caught doing that will be ticketed, fined, or end up in front of the magistrate to answer that. You're not going to be playing them kind of music there. And some people just like to talk about, oh, how loud is loud? How do you measure loud? The law says you ought not to be playing musical instruments in your vehicle without the written permission of the Commissioner of Police. Now, the police don't go around just searching men to see who have an instrument that can play music. No. The police are only alerted to the fact that those who put in extra thing to just annoy the rest of society. If you become a nuisance, that's when the law is going to be applied. But some people don't like laws. You know why? Because some people say, why you put up that post for? That's the man hustle. That's how the man make a business. That's how and I begin to question. I mean, 2 wrongs make a right now. How is that his hustle? How does that make sense to say, leave the man to blast his loud music because that's how he survives, that's how he eats? To begin with, these guys are selling music. CDs. That's another law they're breaking, eh? Reproducing other people's music from all over the world and local artists and selling them. That's another law being broken. But it seems to think that when a small man dip on a hustle and he break the law, it's alright. Because a woman recently stole a whole lot of money and because she was a little sick, they say, oh, that's alright, it's your chance, no man. A woman and 3 children went into a supermarket and steal a whole heap of thing and they say, oh gosh, it's because she poor, no man. Give she a chance, no man. I mean, we are funny. We're amazing set of people. So here we are, again, with a situation where people could just flaunt laws, willy-nilly and don't care. This is inciting public alarm. And you know what, I'm not even going to hold my breath because nothing going to happen. We have had many, many other cases of public alarm and I ain't see a thing happen. Huh? Not a thing happen. And I'm not going to give you examples because some of these things are real sketchy. It will be directly accusing a whole heap of interesting, important people of saying certain things that just going to store up a whole can of worms again. And I ain't in the mood for that. It's just to point out that we don't like laws. What about the liquor license law? Huh? You know it is unlawful to sell alcohol without a liquor license. You know that? Man, I sure you know that. But guess what? That seemed to only apply to one set of people. Because every icebox in town selling intoxicating liquor, rum, without liquor license. I've seen police go and raid people's homes, take with their rum, take with their cigarette, take with all kind of thing, because you have no license to sell. You don't have a trader's license and you don't have a liquor license, so you can't sell. That's the law. But how come that is not applied to the ice boxes in town? I ain't trying to take the ice boxes off the street, leave them. But if the law says this is how you do business, then apply it. Apply it, please. They are making money. Let them pay their liquor license. If the law says you cannot sell without liquor license, let them apply for it and pay it. Now, the liquor license may have certain things in it that may exclude what the people them are doing at the side of the road. Adjust it. Or make a new clause that covers them, because the overarching thing is to make sure that liquor license sales are controlled and regulated. Imagine, right? What are you going to do to somebody who sell intoxicating liquor to a minor? What are you going to do? How are you going to deal with that? Because it is unlawful to sell intoxicating liquor. Children under the age of 18. But we see it happening. We see it happening. We know. But we're not doing anything about it, because why? Oh, they're hustling. That's how they eat. That's how they send their children to school. That's how they... So we are at a state where we generally have no respect for law or order in this country. Generally don't. When we want to apply the law, we probably close we eye, turn we face on, just dab it on. Who he catch a lash. And we get more incensed when the law is applied to somebody who steals a piece of cake. And we say, oh gosh, it's a piece of cake they're carrying on so far. But if you talk to some of these supermarket owners, they're going to tell you about the hundreds of thousands of dollars that they lose per year from that kind of behavior, where people walk into their stores and decide that they could take up whatever they want and walk out. Whether you're poor or whether you're rich, wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong. You are going to allow somebody to park up right outside of a department store to sell something from a box or a table without trader's license. Without a trader's license. You're going to allow somebody to show up with an icebox right outside of someone else's shop and sell alcohol without a liquor license. The shop have to have a trader's license. The shop have to have a liquor license. But the icebox doesn't. I really don't understand how the law is applied in this regard. And here we are once again, staring at a crime. Look now, this is a crime against Vincentians, you know. Because the way that fella sound in that voice note, he sound really, really convinced that, boy, this virus is in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And there are some who will dismiss it and say, man, them they're just daughters, them they're just children. There are even some who will stretch it and say they are being political. I've seen a post that says, is the NDP who do it? I mean, we just exercise we imagination in some kind of ways, boy. Like, Lord, are they really, really good? Not gonna play the game of politics here. Let's play the game of Vincentian. We are Vincentian. We ought to protect ourselves. Oh gosh, man. When somebody from Trinidad or Jamaica or St. Lucia or planning to visit St. Vincent and the Grenadines, perhaps in this week, hear that voice note going around, the first thing comes to their mind is like, ah, that way I go on a Vinci, boy, no boy, me not going over there. These things have long-term repercussions. These things have rippling effects. It can cause more than just comments. It can cause more than just old talk. And no one should be allowed. No one should be allowed to do this. And the last one that can get a whole lot of people vexed is the first time I heard about a nursing license. It was about perhaps 6-7 years. I realized that nurses had to have a license. Yeah, I didn't know. So when I find out about, what going on with this thing, I'm like, oh, now I understand why. Yeah. There's a lot of ethics and morals involved in the administering of nursing. And I heard something very, very chilling recently. Very, very chilling. And I hope that's not the way we operate at the hospital and at the health centers. But the more I think about it, the more I realize that, boy, this could be true. That there were nurses down at that hospital when murder accused Mitch, something, what's your last name again? Mitch. He killed his wife, Ariana, that fella. And don't nobody tell me nothing about alleged. Alleged is for, in my mind, when you don't know who do it, so there's somebody who is accused of doing it. Eyewitnesses see this man pull out and pop off. Huh? Yes. But murder accused, taken to the hospital for whatever ailed him. And there were a number of nurses who refused to exercise their duty as prescribed under their license. And it opened up the whole can of worms where there are nurses in this country, doctors who refuse to attend to people because of their political affiliation. Or even while they are talking to them, they are telling them, it's all your prime minister and it's all your government how the thing so. These people ought to lose their license. And I don't care who they are. One of them could maybe be sister, my auntie, my mother. Well, my mother is not a nurse. But whoever they are, but it seems as if when there are rules and regulations, we only apply it how we feel like, or to who we feel like. Look, the nursing profession is one that I admire. But gosh, man. This one just took the cake. And don't give me no emotional response. I don't want it. Because justice will be served on that fella. I get the death penalty. But your license does not allow you to be judge, jury, and executioner. It doesn't. Ladies and gentlemen, I rest my case. That is Solutions for you today. Monday morning, we are off to a good start. We're off to a bang. We'll do this again tomorrow morning at 7:20 right here on WEFM 99.9. Solutions right here on WEFM.